chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike? Is that off the table?
There's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we just don't know.
Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win. Just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win. Both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
Floyd Mayweather has officially spoken about his much-anticipated return to boxing in 2026, reaffirming his position. As the sport's reigning king, he confirmed that his first appearance will be this year in the highly publicized exhibition bout against Mike Tyson. However, the Real headline came when Mayweather revealed that after Tyson, he is preparing for a professional fight, potentially against Terence Crawford. He stated that discussions are ongoing for a sanctioned matchup, emphasizing that both he and his team are working tirelessly to make his return official.
Everything is going great. You know, I feel good. Working hard each and every day. And I can't wait for 2026.
When discussions about dream fights arise, Floyd Mayweather's name is inevitably at the center. Even in retirement, his shadow looms over boxing, fueling endless debates about whether he could defeat today's champions. Recently, Robert Garcia shared a perspective on a hypothetical Mayweather versus Crawford fight. Offering a dose of realism, Garcia acknowledged Mayweather's unparalleled success, but pointed out that he never achieved what? Crawford and Manny Pacquiao to becoming undisputed champions still. He admitted his deep respect for Floyd's skill and aura, ultimately leaning toward picking Mayweather to win in such a fantasy clash.
He doesn't need any more.
With his accomplishments, the only man to ever do 3 weight divisions undisputed, is he now a part of the greatest of all time conversation? And not of this era, but of all time.
Definitely is the greatest, one of the greatest of all times. You know, there's still greats out there. There's still, you know, his era or last era, you know, with the Mayweathers, with the Pacquiaos. I think he's, you know, already accomplished more than Pacquiao was 8 division. So we have to, we could argue there because Pacquiao was 8 division is almost impossible, and he did it. Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5 division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more.
Robert Garcia didn't hesitate to highlight what separates Crawford from Mayweather. Crawford accomplished what Floyd never did: unify every belt in the division. Similarly, Pacquiao earned recognition across multiple weight classes with undisputed success. Garcia noted that this is where Floyd's resume feels incomplete, though Mayweather stayed undefeated and dominated elite opponents. The undisputed title eluded him for Garcia. That doesn't diminish Floyd's greatness, but it does underscore why Crawford belongs among boxing's most complete fighters. Yet Garcia's experience led him to favor Floyd, believing his defense, timing, and ring IQ were simply on another level.
Still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win. Just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win. Both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
With all that said, what can you ultimately say about what occurred and what we saw Saturday night?
It was a great event, great turnout, 70,000 plus people. Gate was fucking insane from what I understand. You know, fucking that's good for boxing, man. Good for boxing, good for all the younger fighters. You know, all this new things going on. I think it's going to be a positive thing for all the younger fighters.
Analyst Adito Lau emphasized that there are 2 versions of Floyd Mayweather, both equally iconic. The first was Pretty Boy Floyd, the aggressive young star who dismantled opponents with speed, precision, and relentless offense. The second, Money Mayweather, evolved into the calculated businessman and master technician who built boxing's biggest empire. Lau described Floyd as a genius architect, crafting not just his fighting style, but also his public image. Pretty Boy Floyd won hearts through risk and knockouts, while Money Mayweather ruled through psychological warfare and technical mastery. Together, these personas cemented him as both a boxing legend and a blueprint for the sport's modern business model.
Sorry. He's a genius. He is fucking... You know, when I get bored with today's crop of boxers, and Terence, to be fair, has kind of helped me out of my boredom, but sometimes I just go on YouTube and I watched the 24/7s, and then I watched the fight. I'm not joking. I watched the whole fucking episodes, and then I watched the fight. And my guy is a genius. A genius. There will always be an argument, oh, you should have fought that person. And I get it. I get it. All right? Kind of the argument you can't throw at Muhammad Ali, right? You could throw that argument at Floyd. Dude, unbeaten is unbeaten. Unbeaten is unbeaten. Multi-weight world champion, multi-weight world champion. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a boxer so like, I'm gonna work you out, and then when I work you out, you're done. Shall I repeat that? I'm gonna work you out, and when I work you out, you're done. And Floyd had this thing where first 2 rounds, you think, oh shit, man, this guy's in this fight, and then he works you out. And then he works you out. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money, but Money Floyd had obviously the fight, right? In terms of the fights that brought all the eyeballs onto him, Oscar De La Hoya, you know what I mean? That Pretty Boy Floyd was, look, Diego Corrales is probably the best performance really from Pretty Boy Floyd, right? Corrales, I think, was unbeaten at the time, and look what he did to him. But Money Floyd brought the eyeballs on. That's when he started being controversial. Genius outside the ring in terms of marketing, genius inside the ring in terms of defensively, offensively as well. People don't give him as much credit offensively.
Former world champion Zab Judah, who once shared the ring with Floyd crowned Terence Crawford as the king of this generation, Judah stated that every era has its superstar, and today that honor belongs to Crawford. He recalled Canelo Alvarez's remarks that Crawford might actually be better than Floyd, stressing that such praise shouldn't be dismissed. In Judah's eyes, Crawford has proven himself by dominating elite opponents across multiple divisions, crafting a style so complete that no one has found a way to beat him. Judah acknowledged Floyd's legacy, but insisted that this era belongs to Crawford, calling him the rightful #1 fighter of today's generation.
All right, #1, this is his generation, his timeline. He's the king right now.
Just seen in the press conference, Canelo said that Crawford's better than Mayweather. What do you think?
He's not right. He fought him. He you know, how can somebody tell somebody that fought both of these guys, that, anybody would know, Canelo would know.
What do you think's next for both?
I don't know.
You like the rematch?
Rematch always sound good. But in the rematch, it is the same thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Matter of fact, in the rematch, I'm predicting topics earlier. Yeah.
Trainer Breadman Edwards offered a contrasting opinion, shutting down the idea of a Floyd Mayweather versus Terence Crawford fight entirely. He argued that such discussions feel forced and unnecessary, as Crawford deserves to enjoy his current moment without constant comparisons to past legends. Edwards suggested that if Floyd truly wanted a nostalgic spectacle, a matchup with Roy Jones Jr. would make more sense given the legacy. Appeal, he stressed that Crawford should be celebrated for what he's achieving now, not used as a prop in fantasy debates. For Edwards, boxing should stop chasing impossible matchups and instead let Crawford stand as a symbol of modern greatness.
You're never gonna get this fight, unfortunately. Just two different generations. And I'm not necessarily asking you who would win, but if Floyd and Crawford were to cross paths prime for prime, would you just put that as that's 50-50? I don't know. Or are you just like, I might still give the edge to Floyd?
Man, I don't really want to compare them right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, and they're competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd will be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. It's things Floyd do better, things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, and I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, like make up something just to. I got my opinion on, how the fights would go, and, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they're taking shots at each other in the media because of who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, unfortunately, they didn't fight. They could have made, they kind of two different eras though. even though they was fighting at the same time. Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC. Buzz a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it did happen, and we got to just live with it.
Former champion Shawn Porter weighed in on the surprising announcement of Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson, calling it closer to a street fight than a legitimate boxing event. Porter explained that genuine tension exists between Floyd and Mike, rooted in years of personal resentment. He suggested that this animosity could make the fight dangerously personal, casting doubt on whether any boxing commission would sanction it. While acknowledging that the event would generate massive buzz, Porter warned it could cross ethical and safety lines the sport should avoid. He and other analysts criticized the rise of celebrity exhibitions, arguing that they prioritize spectacle over authentic boxing.
Don't see this one coming unless you know the history of these two guys.
Yeah, they don't like each other too much, do they, Shawn?
When you look at the history, it's kind of like for a street fight. It doesn't make sense for like a in the ring situation, and so it's kind of like, I guess for the sake of words, crazier things have happened, and then now you have to say, well, no, it doesn't get crazier than this.
You're not kidding, right? Obviously we watched Mike Shawn in November against Jake Paul. I think clearly those guys like each other. Floyd and Mike, not so much. Obviously there's been some tension there over the years. Do you think they go in there despite the fact that this is an exhibition fight? I mean, do they go in there and do they both try and take each other out?
I don't know what that fight looks like. And, that kind of was my biggest apprehension with coming on with you guys today. It was like, how do you analyze what a fight between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather would look like, right? So then you think about when Floyd got in the ring with Big Show. We already know, like, we know now more than we've ever known before that the WWE is fake. It's kind of like acceptable. But it wouldn't be acceptable in a boxing ring, It wouldn't be acceptable if there comes some sort of weird antics and things like that. I mean, I guess I'll have to do what I did once before with Mike and Jake, and I'm gonna go on record for saying this doesn't happen.
Yeah, you falls apart sometime before.
I don't know. I don't know how you can make it make sense. I don't know how you can make this one make sense.
And to your point, they may have it, but if they have it, they haven't said it yet. There's no date for the fight, no location that's been announced. So,
right.
Critics also question why boxing keeps leaning on retired icons instead of promoting its current stars. Many argued that fans have grown tired of spectacle fights like Jake Paul's exhibitions, pointing to dwindling excitement and credibility. This trend, they say, exposes a weakness in today's boxing landscape, a lack of new personalities capable of commanding mainstream attention if this reliance on nostalgia continues. Analysts fear the sport risks abandoning its roots of genuine competition and instead becoming a platform for entertainment over excellence.
Stuff like this? No, I didn't like the Jake-Mike fight. I told you guys that. I didn't think Mike should have been fighting then. I don't think he should be fighting now. I don't like the fact that Jake and Gervonta are fighting when Gervonta is a sitting champion. At least these two are retired. But this is an indication, and I've said this over and over, of where boxing is. That this will probably have a ton of intrigue. But it's almost like the WWE rolling out Stone Cold Steve Austin or rest in peace Hulk Hogan whenever they need a big time pop and whenever they need to get the crowd energized because their current stars just aren't hitting the same. This is what boxing feels like, right? Boxing feels like Antiques Roadshow. Honestly, this kind of stuff, that's what it feels like. And again, it's the spectacle, it's the entertainment value, and it is the era of the unpredictable, as Mike says there, but it's not good. I tell you that, it is not good. This is why we need people like Turkey Al Sheikh, Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, hell, Dana White to come into boxing and fix this shit, because stuff like this and Jake and Gervonta is kind of the norm. Mike says, I still can't believe Floyd really wants to do this. He added, it's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it, so it's signed and it's happening. It's not even believable to hear Mike talk like that. Because, yes, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, he'd be right. But we saw Mike struggle to walk into the ring versus Jake. And yeah, Mike was dangerous enough for Jake not to engage with him. But Jake, not engaging with him, just circled and jabbed his way to the ending of an exhibition where both guys get their hand raised, and we all feel like, yeah, that wasn't a fight, because clearly Mike is not the same, and clearly Jake did not want to take that extra step to try to actually put him away.
Commentator Joe Rogan offered insight into the personal rivalry between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. Rogan explained that Floyd has never liked Mike since their early days in boxing, and that old tension could fuel real hostility in the ring. He speculated that if the fight happens, Floyd might abandon his usual defensive strategy and instead aim for a knockout, seeking to settle their grudge definitively, while Floyd isn't known for chasing knockouts late in his career. Rogan noted that personal animosity changes everything, making the scenario especially intriguing, even if it remains unlikely.
So they're not trying to knock each other out?
No, Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather don't like each other. They have not liked each other forever.
Tyson and Mayweather?
Yes.
But they like
Mike Tyson and Mayweather don't like each other.
Huh.
If there's a fight that might be real, like where Mike Tyson might say, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out, or I'm going to try to knock this motherfucker out.
It would be Floyd? They wouldn't.
Yeah, because if you look at like the Jake Paul fight, no disrespect, and if you look at the Roy Jones fight, no disrespect.
Yeah.
They look like they were sparring.
Yeah.
Right? It looked like there was agreements made.
Yeah.
Working. I do not know if Mike would honor any of those agreements. If there was a moment
They've
to
had beef
crack.
for years.
Yeah. If there was a moment to really, could he hit him? I mean, that little motherfucker can move still. At 50 years old, he's so slick.
Yep.
He's still in shape. He's still fit.
Both old as fuck.
Old as fuck.
But this is the boxing.
How old is Mayweather?
67.
Dude, Bernard
49?
Hopkins
49.
is still at the best in the world at 50.
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible.
That doesn't mean shit though. With this, he
Kentucky's
was
got-
active fighting contenders.
Kentucky's
You're
got
talking
Gomez
about
on the ground.
You're talking about two retired guys
Yeah.
fighting the
That's
exhibition.
It's just money grabs.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It's money grabs. I don't like it, but it's fun. You know, it's something to watch.
I'll hate on it, but I'll tune in.
Yeah, I'll tune in. It's but it's not really fighting.
So Jake Paul's not going to actually be trying to knock out Gervonta Woods.
The reason it says exhibition.
Huh.
If I had a guess. The event itself would be a world-class venue and be presented to a global audience with new in-ring technology elements that will reshape how boxing is presented and scoring is achieved for years to come. What does that?
That shit has Abu Dhabi written all over.
What does that mean? This is Tyson versus Mayweather. What does that mean? Where are they doing it? Are they doing that in Saudi Arabia?
But of course.
But of course.
Because they have all the money.
My friend.
They just go, what do
Yeah.
you want to see? I'd always like to see Floyd Tyson.
Who wants to fight an alligator?